Hello and welcome to this video. In this video we're going to be talking about using function types. And this video I've just written this, this is called like extreme programming, where I've just written the code that I want to look like at the end, but I've missed out all of the implementation, right? And now we want to remove all of the errors. And I'm going to use this way of programming to teach you about function types, all right? And this is like learning by doing, okay? So what we have here is we have a collection of ages, 20, 25, 21, 26, 40, and 19. They're not ordered, but it's a collection of integers. And we're just saying that we want to filter these ages, right, to find the people that are permitted, or the ages that are permitted, and we want to print out the permitted. What is going to happen with these permitted is of no relevance, but this filter function is the thing that is going to decide what is going to happen. And what we want to do is we want to declare this filter function first of all. Remember, extreme programming, just get on with it, all right? And it's going to take an integer, right? And it's going to return a boolean. Should we use this or not? Okay? And so now we're just going to say the value, all right? And what we've got to do inside of this is in this value is say return if value is more than 20 and value is less than equal to 25, right? We now have this one function. So we've got here cannot find get filter ages. So we now need to write this one function, right? And so we're going to say here, get filtered ages. And this is going to take an array of ages, and it's going to be a collection of integers, and then it's got using let's just say filter function here, and this is going to be takes an integer and returns a boolean, and this is then going to return an array of integers, okay? And inside of this we are going to say ages filter, and then we are going to say filter function, and we're going to run it, all right? And I haven't practiced this. This is just because I know how to do this type of stuff, all right? And if we build and run it, you can see here we get 25 and 21. So now let's talk about what is going on, all right? So what we can see here is we have a declaration here of a function, and we are defining the parameters here that it takes one parameter, or one argument should we say, of type integer, and its return value is of boolean. And then in here, because we have type annotation already, that there's no type inference going on because it knows what function it is. Now, if we were to say filter function 1, and we do this once again, and this time we're going to do it the opposite way around, and we're going to say here, and we're going to put this right in here instead. Now look at what's happening, right? We built it already. See what's happening is that filter function has now seen that it takes an integer and returns a boolean. So it has already used type inference to work out what this filter function actually does and what parameter type the value is. So we actually don't have to display this or define this using type annotation. We can allow Swift programming language to infer it as long as we are explicit within inside of our expression. Now we can remove this return statement too, this return keyword, sorry, here, and we can also come here and we can place this on one line too. So now the filter function 1 is a lot cleaner. It's all on one line and it's a lot more declarative of what's going on. So this is these are function types, all right? Is that we are defining a variable that can take a function. If we just make another function, we say this filter func, right? And this is then going to take the num, and we'll just call this then int, and we're going to return a boolean here, and we do exactly the same thing. We just copy and paste this inside of here. Whoops, and we change that to num, and we run this once again. Now, we can also come to here and say get filtered ages, and we can use filter func2. Now, this is filter func is an actual function, right? It's not a function type, but because it is a function, it has the same blueprint. Another thing that's great about this is, and don't ask me what's going under the hood here, but we don't actually have to use optional parameters here. We can leave it how it is and rerun this, and you'll see that get filtered ages works just perfectly fine. So Swift in itself knows, hey, I'm going to use the correct information here to pass it that one argument as well, regardless whether it's got a label or not. So you still can use the different functions with different labels on it as well. But the most important thing to understand here, this is a function type, and you can pass this type around. So it means that you can put it inside of functions, just like we have on filtered function here. You can put it inside of the function as a parameter and define a type as you go along, and you can use that one function inside of here too. Now, function types for closures and for like callbacks, asynchronous calls, or high order functions, and so on, we are going to use them everywhere in up and coming videos. All right, so now that we've dealt with functions, we've dealt with default parameter values, admitting labels, functions with implicit return values, and multiple return values, and so on. Function types, they allow us to start moving into closures. And if you thought functions were important, they are, but closures are even more important. All right, so if you're not 100% fit with functions right now, I would suggest going back to the beginning of the functions videos and re-watching them until you are 100% with it, all right? And then start watching the up and coming closure videos. Now, there's still a few more videos to come before we start the closure videos, but I just want to emphasize how important functions are, because if you haven't got your head around functions, you're not going to get your head around closures, all right? And closures for asynchronous programming are imperative, because it's just important, right? Swift is not a synchronous programming language. It's not. And everything doesn't happen sequentially, right? It's not most things all happen in parallel all the time, all right? With that said, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and if you do have any questions, concerns about this one video, about my teaching style, or if I've missed anything out, let's start a conversation in the comment section down below. Yeah, I'm gonna be making more videos come probably next week. I'm gonna see how you guys girls, people cope with this one topic, and I'm going to use your feedback to then start making the next set of videos, because I want to move on to closures, but I want to see your feedback first. So it would be really useful from you if you let me know whether you 100% got this or whether you need more detailed videos about it, and then come next weekend I can make the new videos for you and you can watch them. Now, if you are watching these videos in the future, in 2025 or something like that, hey, the videos are already there. We've had this conversation with the people that are watching the videos. So please give me the feedback. Which parts of this have you or haven't you fully understood yet? And can we move on to closures? Can we move on to closures is the most important thing. And have you got your head round collections so far? All right. Because I haven't really talked about collections, but I've been trying to add collections into it as we go along, so you can learn it. You can learn it on the sideline as we're doing it, because we could spend like a week just talking about collections, but it's more important for me you learn functions and closures and all of the other things too, because you're not going to be using collections every single day. You're going to be using this other stuff every single day. With that said, if I haven't said it already, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and do all of the other social media things. Start a conversation in the comment section down below. Other than that, thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao, and goodbye.